Ladies and gentlemen, here now, as part of his second North American tour, the management of the theatre is proud to present the great novelist, Mr. Charles Dickens.
Good evening. Tonight I shall read what has proven to be one of my most popular tales. It was first published in my Christmas book for the year 1844, A Christmas Carol. Stave 1. Marley's Ghost. Marley was dead. This must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful can come of the story I am going to relate. There was no doubt whatever about Marley. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it. Scrooge's name was good for anything he chose to put his hand to. Marley was dead as a doornail, and Scrooge knew it. Of course he did. Scrooge and he were partners for years. Scrooge was his sole executor, sole administrator, sole friend, and sole mourner. But even Scrooge was not so dreadfully cut up by the sad event, but that he was an excellent man of business. On the very day of the funeral, solemnized it by concluding a favorable contract. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. There it stood, years afterwards. Sometimes people new to the business would call Scrooge Scrooge, sometimes Marley. But he answered to both. It was all the same to him. Of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, it was cold, bleak, biting weather. The fog came pouring in at every chink and keyhole. Candlelight peered through the windows of offices like ruddy smears upon palpable brown air.
He's a heartless old sinner, ain't he?
Aye, he's a cold one. That Mr. Scrooge. Ever notice that the ice in him freezes up his features? He chills his office in the dog days. And he don't even thaw 1 degree at Christmas. Cold as a glacier, that's him.
Coal, sir? You want more coal? I saw 1 lump in the grate. That's quite enough. Be gone!
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fred.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Bah! Humbug!
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? Oh, come on, you don't mean that.
I do! Merry Christmas. What reason do you have to be merry? What right? You're poor enough.
What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough?
Bah! Humbug!
Oh, don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools? What's Christmas time to you as a time for buying presents without money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer? A time for balancing your books and having every item for 12 months written in red ink? If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and a stake of holly driven through his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your ways and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it.
Permit me to leave it alone, then, and take a lesson. Much good Christmas has ever done to you.
There are many good things from which I haven't profited, I dare say, Christmas being one of the best. I have always thought of Christmas, apart from its sacred origins, if anything belonging to it can be apart from it, I have always thought of it, I say, as a good time, a kind, charitable, pleasant time, the only time I know when men and women open their shut-up hearts and see each other as fellow passengers to the grave instead of another race of creatures on separate journeys entirely. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that it has done me good, and will do me good, and for the sake of Christmas and my mother, I say God bless it.
Let me hear another sound from you and you'll keep Christmas by losing your situation.
Don't be angry, Uncle. come dine with us tomorrow.
Sir, get this clear. I will see you in hell first.
But why? We've never had any quarrel to which I've been a party.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm sorry to see you feeling this way, but I made this effort in homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
Merry Christmas, Bob. Happy New Year, Bob.
Look at Cratchit, a clerk earning 15 shillings a week with the burden of a wife and family in Camden Town. And he talks about a Merry Christmas? They should have him locked up in a mental hospital.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Have we the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley's been dead these 7 years. 7 years ago this very night.
We have no doubt his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner.
Liberality?
Our credentials, sir. At this season of the year, it's desirable that we should make some provision for the poor and destitute. Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts.
Are there no prisons?
Oh, plenty of prisons, sir.
And the workhouses? Are they still in operation?
Very busy, sir.
Good. I'm very glad to hear it. From what you said, I thought something had stopped them in their useful course.
But they hardly furnish Christian cheer of mind and body to the multitude, Mr. Scrooge. That is why a few of us endeavour to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth.
What shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough.
Many can't go there. Many would rather die.
If they would rather die, let them. It would decrease the surplus population. Good afternoon.
On the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled.
Get away with your humbug. Get out of here. What a foul night. The time it is. Very well. Very well. Close up. You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It isn't convenient and it isn't fair. If I hold back half a crown for you, you'd think yourself ill-used, wouldn't you? And yet, Mr. Cratchit, you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work?
Sir, it only occurs once a year.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. Be here all the earlier next morning.
Indeed, sir. Thank you. And a very Merry Christmas.
Don't you dare!
Yes, sir. Good night.
I've never seen such an evil fog. Let them try and keep Christmas in this weather.
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern, and after having read all the newspapers and beguiled himself with the figures in his bank account book, he went home to bed in his gloomy suite of rooms in a gloomy building. Darkness is cheap. Scrooge liked it.
Blast! Shouldn't have ate that big meal.
Mr. Scrooge.
You again! Why are you skulking outside my house?
It's most urgent that I speak with you.
I gave you my answer last week, young Mr. Buckworthy. You will pay with what you agreed to pay when you applied to my firm for your loan. No grace period. No delays. No more twaddle, sir. On the day after tomorrow, payment is due.
Sir, at this particular season, there are special circumstances.
Balderdash! Christmas comes tiresomely year in and year out. Can't use that to get around me.
Oh, no, indeed, sir. It's my wife. You see, we just discovered she's with child.
Congratulations are in order. At least, I suppose they are. I am happily ignorant of such matters.
We'd be very happy, except that my wife Caroline is delicate. Even now she requires the care of a physician. That leaves us with little or nothing for other obligations.
No excuse! You will pay, or your little mite will weep and wail piteously because dear Papa has been locked up in debtor's prison. Good evening.
The frost hung about the old black threshold where there was a large door knocker. And let any man explain to me, if he can, how this happened. Ah, what a dismal old house it was, lost in a hidden yard where it had so little business to be. One could imagine that it might have strayed there when it was a young house, and never found the way out. Nobody lived in it but Scrooge. All the other rooms had been let as offices, dark and silent at this hour.
Ah, better shameful to be rattled by a bunch of humbug from your stomach. Did I bolt the door? Double locked. All secure. A nice bowl of gruel. That should settle things down. Ah! More humbug. This isn't happening. I bolted that door. Who's there? Come on. I'm ready for you. Who? Stop. What do you want from me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
You're mighty particular for a ghost. Tell me.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
It's humbug. The supper again.
Why? Why do you doubt your own senses?
Because little things stir them up. A slight disorder of the stomach can make them play tricks. You aren't real. You're an undigested piece of beef. Perhaps a blot of mustard. A crumb of cheese. There's more gravy than grave about you. What even are you? Ah! Mercy! Stop this dreadful apparition. Why do you torment me?
Do you, or do you not believe in me?
I do. Oh yes. Now please tell me, why do spirits walk the earth tonight? Why do they come to me?
It is required of every human being that the spirit within him must walk abroad among his fellow men, travel far and wide. That spirit does not go forth in life. It is condemned to do so after death, doomed to wander through the world and witness what it cannot share, but might it share it on earth.
But you are chained. Why?
I wear the chains I forged in life. I made it link by link, and yard by yard. I put it on and wore it of my own free will. This design is so strange to you. You wear the same chains.
Chains? Where? Where? Jacob, I don't understand. Explain. Speak comfort to me.
I have no comfort for you, Ebenezer Scrooge. That comes from other regions. Nor can I tell you everything I might. Very little more is all that is permitted to me. I can't stay. I can't rest. I can't linger anywhere because in life, my spirit never roved beyond our counting house. Mark me! In life, my spirit never strayed beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hold. So, many more weary journeys lie ahead for me.
7 years dead. Have you been walking the earth this whole time?
Aye. No rest, no peace, incessant torture of remorse.
Why remorse? You were always a splendid businessman, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. failed to learn that lesson. This time of year, I suffer most.
Christmas time?
Yes. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned away? I'm here to offer you tonight, to warn you that you still have a chance, and a hope of escaping my fate. A chance and a hope that I've arranged, Ebenezer.
Oh, you're always a good friend. Thank you. Thank you.
Tonight, you will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Yes, thank you. I could always count on you for... Haunted?!
Haunted.
Is that the chance and hope you're offering me?
It is.
I think I'd rather not.
Hear me, my time is nearly gone. Without these 3 visits, you cannot hope to shun this path I tread.
Can't I take them all at once and get it over with?
Expect the first spirit when the bell tolls 1.
Jacob, don't leave. Tell me more.
Expect the second spirit when the bell tolls 2. The third when the bell tolls 3. Good night, Ebenezer. Save yourself. If you can.
The door is still double locked. What else can it be but humbug? Oh, 12:15. Half past. 1:45. The hour itself. Nothing. Nothing. Hello?
Hello.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
But who are you? What are you? Tell me exactly.
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
And may I be so bold as to ask what your business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Much obliged. But I can't help but thinking that a night of unbroken sleep would be more conducive to that end.
Don't trifle with me, sir. This is a matter of salvation. Yours. Rise. Rise and walk with me.
Where?
There.
The sky? But I am a mere mortal. I'll fall.
Touch your hand to mine. You shall be upheld.
But... Good heavens! I know this countryside. I was bred and brought up here.
Your lip is trembling. And what's that on your cheek?
Nothing.
Do you remember that path?
Remember it? I can walk it blindfolded.
And the great mansion of dull red brick at the head of the path?
My school. What else? The charity school for children whose parents were too poor to care for them through the year.
Strange to have forgotten these things after so many years.
It was a large house, but one of broken fortunes. Their spacious offices were little used. Their walls were damp and mossy, their windows broken, their gates decayed. Visible through many open doors were small, dreary rooms, poorly furnished.
They can't see you. They are but shadows of things that have been.
Mighty thin shadows, I'd say.
There was a vast and chilly bareness in the place, which somehow associated itself with too much getting up by candlelight and not too much to eat. But the gloom of the setting could not suppress certain feelings of elation.
A Merry Christmas to you, Felicity!
And you.
Stop that. Lower your voices. You're not on holiday yet. Young Mr. Job, pray tell me why you are hopping about in such a jocular and ridiculous fashion.
But, sir, it's Christmas!
And you, Miss Pearl, the same explanation?
Indeed, sir.
Do you seriously believe that such pious invocations of the season will fill your scrawny bellies, or the purses of your parents whose very incompetence put you in here? Not in this life, my dears. This life or any others. Now clear the premises. Quietly, quietly. My time is valuable, Master Scrooge. Is no one coming to pick you up?
I don't know, sir.
What about your father? Or is he locked up and still in debtor's prison?
No, sir. He was let out.
Then pray tell me when he will be coming to get you.
I don't know.
Surely someone will be arriving.
Sir, I presume so. It's Christmas.
Oh, that word again. Master Scrooge, you're a bright young chap. Brighter than most of that lot. Let me share a secret with you. Christmas is merely one of numerous fictions devised to keep the poor classes in a state of humility, docility, and productivity. It is an utter humbug. Keep that in mind, my boy, and you'll prosper.
I wish, but it's too late.
Too late for what?
Last night there was a boy singing a Christmas carol at my door. I should have liked to give him something. That's all.
Indeed. A most interesting development.
Ebenezer?
Fan!
I have come to bring you home, brother dear.
Home?
Yes, and not just for Christmas, for good and all. Father is a changed man. He has a new position, sweeping out a number of fine commercial establishments. He is ever so much calmer and kinder. He spoke so gently to me the night before last. I was not afraid to ask him once more if you might come home. And he said yes. He sent me in a coach to bring you. It cost a lot, but he was emphatic. You are to come home and find a situation and never come back here. But first, we are to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in the world.
Oh, you're wonderful. Sir, here is my sister Fan. I'm going home.
Oh, what a relief. Bring down young Master Scrooge's box, quickly.
Dear Fan, always a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered. But she had a large heart.
Oh, she did. You're right. I'll not gainsay it, Spirit. She was younger, yet she was always my strong anchor. She was my pole star. After our mother died, she took that role, and she cared for me.
She died a woman and, as I recall, had children.
One child. My nephew. Fan.
She can't hear you.
But I want to see her. Tell her how much she meant to me.
Too late. Your time was long ago. We must hurry on.
Where?
To a much more pleasant and festive place.
Although they had but that moment left the school behind them, and they were now amid the strife and tumult of the city. It was made plain by the dressings of the shop that here, too, it was Christmas time. They stopped at a certain warehouse door.
Do you know this place?
Know it? I was apprenticed here.
Yo-ho! Dick? Ebenezer? Yo-ho, boys! Where are ya?
Yes, sir.
Right here, Fezziwig.
Well, boys, clear away. Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas Eve, Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up. Plenty of room for dancing. Dancing tonight and tomorrow. A modest bonus for the two best apprentices ever to cross the threshold of Fezziwig and Company.
Thank you, Mr. Fezziwig.
It's nothing, boys. It's Christmas. You want to dance, don't you, Ebenezer? Your fiancée is coming, is she not?
Belle will be here any minute, sir.
Well, then why such the long face? At this season of the year it isn't suitable.
Sir, I apologize. It's just, I'm worried about my sister Fran. Her husband Tom is a good sort, but not very successful. My sister is frail. She carries more than her fair share of the burdens of the family. Just as she did when we were small.
Don't worry so, my boy. I realize times are hard for your sister, but you yourself have said many times that Fan is a stalwart person. She'll manage. I'm confident of it.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. Clear away. Clear away.
Why, it's old Fezziwig. Bless his heart. It's Fezziwig, alive again.
Mrs. Fezziwig, where's the fiddler I hired?
Here, Your Honour.
Set yourself up and play us lively airs all evening long. Miss Fezziwig, Miss Fezziwig, and Miss Fezziwig. The sight of you makes me proud. Where are your suitors?
There, Papa.
There, Papa.
Welcome to you all. We shall have a competition.
It's so grand of you to invite us to this party, sir.
Nonsense, missus. Are you not the best cook ever to grace the Fezziwig household?
She is, and here's the cold roast and cold boiled to prove it.
Sir, may I present friend Abwag? This is Bill. He delivers milk.
Oh, I can't believe it. Miss Bell.
The girl you were meant to marry.
Yes, we were betrothed to each other by our parents when we were no more than 16. It was not long before I loved her. Oh, how I loved her.
Fiddler, music for our young lovers. All our young lovers.
Merry Christmas, my darling.
Yes, it is, isn't it? The best ever.
And with mistletoe.
Was there ever such a good master as old Fezziwig?
Not in this world or any other world I can imagine.
Here's to Fezziwig.
Fezziwig, the best of men.
What a small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Yes, don't you think so? Fezziwig spent but a few pounds on this party. 4, perhaps 5. Is that so much that he deserves such praise?
Oh, you've got it wrong, Spirit. It isn't the amount. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make my services and that of Dick Wilkins light or burdensome. His power lay in words and looks, things so slight and insignificant that it's impossible to add and count them up. I remember that party. The happiness he gave us was quite as great as if it cost a fortune.
Come back.
I must speak to Fezziwig, and Dick, and Belle.
No, my time grows short. This way.
Spirit, I beg you.
This way.
Ebenezer.
I came the moment I received your message. How's Fan?
She...
What is it, Tom? How's my sister?
She delivered a handsome son.
Oh, Fan!
The doctor is with her. He's done all that he can. We'd already decided to name the boy Fred.
I warned her the deal would be too much.
I know, but we both wanted a child so badly.
Was she in pain?
Yes, Ebenezer. It grieves me to tell you she was.
I remember, Spirit. Ah, how I remember.
And then, everything began to change.
Belle, my dearest.
Please don't call me that. You received my note?
I did. Terrible news.
There was no other way to tell you but forthrightly.
I don't understand your decision to break our engagement.
That is why I asked you to meet me here. At 6:30.
I'm sorry to be so late. I had to confer with the solicitors about the new leases and contracts. They'll make me a huge sum.
You see, you do understand my note after all.
No. Could anyone idolize you more than I?
Another idol has displaced me. And if it were to cheer and comfort you in the time to come, as I would have tried to, then that is the way of the world.
What are you talking about? What idol has displaced you?
A golden idol.
Belle, be reasonable. I'm only trying to deal with the world on its own terms. There's nothing the world condemns so much as the pursuit of wealth, and nothing as it's so hard on as poverty.
You fear the world too much, Ebenezer. All your other hopes have disappeared, leaving only one. The hope that the world will never scorn you for being poor.
Belle.
It's true. I've seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one, until only one master passion engrosses you. Gain.
What of it? Even if I've grown wiser, I'm not changed towards you, Belle. Am I?
When our parents made that marriage contract long ago, you and I were young, but content to be. In those days, we knew hard work would improve our situation modestly as years passed. It was enough. In those days, Ebenezer, you were another man.
I was a boy, witless and naive.
You see, your own feeling tells you that you are not as you once were. Alas, I am. How often and how painfully I've thought of it, I won't say. It is enough that I have thought of it, and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words? No, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature, an altered spirit, in everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. If there were no contract, tell me, would you seek me out and try and win me now?
You think not.
Would gladly think otherwise, if I could. It's a hard truth, but it is the truth. If you were free today, how can I ever believe that you would choose a girl without a dowry? You, who by your own admittance weigh everything by gain or loss? Or suppose you did choose such a girl? I'm sure that repentance and regret would surely follow. I have nothing to give you. Nothing of what you value. I release you, Ebenezer. I do so with a heart full of love for the man that you once were. You may feel a little pain, but only for a brief time. You'll dismiss the memory gladly, an unprofitable dream, and you'll be happy that you awoke. May you be happy in the life that you have chosen.
Don't do this, Belle.
There is no other way. Goodbye, Ebenezer.
Spirit, this is too much. Conduct me home.
There is one more shadow of the past to be seen.
No, I don't wish to see it.
One more.
Why do you delight to torture me?
Papa's home.
I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon, my dear.
Who was it?
Guess.
I can't.
Mr. Scrooge.
Ebenezer.
Aye.
I passed his office window, and he had only a candle inside, no other light. His partner Marley lies upon death, they say, and there sat your old friend, quiet, alone in his own world, I do believe.
How sad, but that is the life he chose.
No more! No more!
Ebenezer Scrooge, I command you to open the door. Well, sir, good evening. It's time you've made my acquaintance.
Who are you?
I am the ghost of a Christmas present. Don't cower so, my good man. Lift up your eyes, look upon me. You have never seen the like of me before, eh?
That's true.
And you have never walked with other members of my family. Meaning, for I am very young, my elder sisters born in recent years.
No, I don't think I have. Have you had many siblings?
About 1800.
Quite a family. Think of the cost.
You know why I am here.
I do, Spirit. I went forth an hour ago on compulsion, but I learned a lesson, which is working now. This hour, if you have anything to teach, let me profit by it.
We shall begin with this.
What is this?
The blessings of Christmas. Now, touch my robe, and we will go.
Where?
Onward to Christmas morning.
Although the sky was gloomy, every street choked up with a dingy mist laden with atoms of black soot, the people were jovial and full of glee. All the shops were opened. They displayed great round baskets of chestnuts and Spanish onions as large as freres. There were pears and apples and blooming pyramids, bunches of grapes, piles of filberts. From the grocers arose the blended scents of tea and coffee. Raisins and almonds so white. Sticks of cinnamon so long and straight. Candied fruit so heavy with sugar as to make the hungry onlooker grow faint. Poultry in the poultry shops, and a brisk trade in all of them. But soon the steeples called all good people to chapel and to church, and then to the celebrations of the day.
Fred, let's have a game.
Capital idea, Topper. What shall it be?
Our favorite, yes and no.
Oh, splendid. Have we time before the meal, Sarah?
Oh, ample time, husband.
Then permit me to be it, for I have a very suitable subject in mind. I'm thinking of something which is neither vegetable or mineral, but animal.
It's the big fat goose Sarah's cooking. I know it.
No, I'm afraid it's not. The animal in question has absolutely nothing to do with this blessed holiday.
Here, Topper, yes and no. That's all. No clues.
Sorry.
Is it a live animal?
Yes.
Is it in this room?
Oh, no.
Is it savage?
Yes.
Is it in a menagerie?
No.
I'd say it's rather intriguing.
Is this animal ever killed in a market?
No.
But it is a disagreeable animal?
Oh, yes.
Does it grunt and growl sometimes?
Yes.
Does it live in London?
Yes.
I know.
Does it walk about the streets?
Yes.
Is it a performing bear?
It's a bear.
No.
Is this animal led around by someone?
No.
Then it definitely can't be a bear.
Topper, is it a horse?
No, it is not.
A dog?
No.
A pig?
No.
A cat?
No.
But it walks around London.
Does it talk?
No.
I have found it out, Topper. I know what it is.
What?
It's Fred's Uncle Scrooge.
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is.
Of course, quite amusing.
But Topper, you misled us. I distinctly recall asking you, is it a bear? To which you answered no, which was sufficient to divert all thoughts from Mr. Scrooge
have some doubt about that answer. Sorry, my dear.
But he did say the animal had nothing to do with Christmas. And that's true enough, isn't it? Your uncle never joins these festivities, does he?
Alas, no. He thinks Christmas is a humbug. He believes it, too.
He's a pitiful creature.
I suppose that's true, Mrs. But in some ways, he's a comical old fellow, though Topper is right, he does grunt and growl too much. Never mind, his offenses carry their own punishment.
Very rich, isn't he, your uncle?
Yes, but what of it? His wealth is of no earthly use. He doesn't do any good with it, he doesn't make himself comfortable with it. But I can't be angry with him. I feel sorry for him. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself, always. He takes it into his head to dislike us, and won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? He loses dinner.
A very good dinner.
I was about to say that, my love.
I have no patience with him. I see no reason to invite him again. Ever.
Oh no, I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not. He may rail at Christmas until he dies, but maybe he'll think a little better of it if I come into his office every year in high spirits saying, "How are you, Uncle? Merry Christmas."
How am I? I am not in the Christmas spirit. Humbug! Humbug!
I shook him yesterday, I could tell. I shall definitely continue. If it only puts him in the mood to leave his poor clerk £50 someday, that's something. Meantime, he has given us plenty of merriment this evening, and it would be ungrateful not to drink to his health in good mulled wine. So I give you, Uncle Scrooge, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to him. He wouldn't have it from me, but he shall have it nonetheless. Uncle Scrooge!
Uncle Scrooge! Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Uncle Scrooge! Huzzah!
Uncle Scrooge!
Huzzah! Packs of fools, giggling and shouting like children.
They were festive. I rather had the impression you were enjoying it.
Never! Lead on!
What shall we see next? A coal miner's hut? The deck of a ship on a stormy Atlantic? A beggar's hovel? At each place in their own way, each receives the day's blessings.
My clerk.
What?
My foolish nephew spoke of my clerk Cratchit. He's an intelligent, sober fellow. He lives in Camden Town, in 4 cramped and tiny rooms. I would like to see Bob Cratchit's Christmas.
Done.
Happened to your precious father? And your brother Tiny Tim? And your sister Martha? She wasn't half so late last Christmas Day.
Here's Martha, Mother.
Hurrah, Martha, you've never seen such a goose as we have today.
Bless you, heart, my dear. You're so late, I feared you couldn't come at all.
We had a great deal of work to finish up at the millinery shop last night, Mama, and more to clear away this morning, but they let me have the rest of the day off. They're fine folk.
Yes, indeed. Sit down before the fire and get warm.
No, there's Father coming.
Hide, Martha, hide!
Whoa, Tim, whoa! The old nag's had a long gallop from church. Let him rest. Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming on Christmas Day? Well, what are we to do?
Here I am, Papa.
You spoiled it. You came out too soon.
I can't help it. I don't like to see Papa disappointed.
And I don't like to see you. Gentlemen troop in here with all the grime of London town on you. Wash your faces, my dear. Peek at the luscious goose while you're at it, Bob. Martha, dust the hot plates and sweeten up the applesauce if you please. Belinda, stir the gravy and then check on the pudding.
Peter, finish mashing the potatoes at the stove. Vigorously.
My dear, the aroma of that goose, together with its tempting exterior and its size in relation to its cheapness, are sufficient to excite the admiration of the world.
And how was the pudding?
The pudding! Oh, indeed, a wonderful pudding. If I may say so, madam, I regard that pudding as the greatest success achieved by yourself since your marriage.
What a weight off my mind. I've been so busy. I forgot to ask you, Bob. How was the service?
Oh, it was lovely, a splendid sermon. The choir never sounded more glorious.
And how did Tiny Tim behave?
As good as gold. No, better. He sits by himself so much, sometimes his thoughts are deep and very grown up. Coming home from church, he told me he had hoped all the people saw him there.
Why, Papa?
He said it was because he was a cripple, and it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas Day who it was who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. Tim, my boy, here's your place. Ah, the gin and lemons are steeped just right. Only a thimbleful for each of you. This is for you, my boy. Now, everyone gather round. Before we seat ourselves to dine, I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of our feast.
Oh no. The founder of our feast, is it? I'd wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
Yes, indeed. Christmas Day. Only on Christmas Day could one even think of toasting the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do. Scrimping along on a 15 bob a week, a pitiful 15 copies of your Christian name every Saturday.
Nevertheless, my dear, Christmas Day.
All right. I'll drink to his health. For your sake, not his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas. A Happy New Year.
Children, what's wrong?
Need you ask? You mentioned the name of the ogre. The one whose very existence casts a pall on this house.
Really, I don't feel so badly about Mr. Scrooge, but I shall respect your opinions. Come, let's raise a toast more pleasing to the whole company. Children, a very Merry Christmas to us all. God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
They have nothing, and they are happy. How can it be?
On this day, all things can be.
What of the little boy, Tiny Tim?
Crippled in the most cruel way, as you can see.
What will befall him? Will he live?
I see a vacant stool there, in the chimney corner. I see a crutch without an owner carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unchanged by the future, the child will die.
No, you're a kindly spirit. Say he will be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered, none other of my race will find him here. If he's to die, let him. It will decrease the surplus population.
The surplus? Oh.
We must go.
Why such a hurry?
My life upon this globe ends tonight.
Tonight?
Upon the final stroke of midnight. That time is almost upon us. When I am gone, you must meet the third and final spirit. This one you will find less pleasant and kindly than its predecessors.
I don't want to meet a spirit like that.
There is no choice.
Spirit, forgive me this question, but I do not spy something strange, not belonging to yourself, just there. Is it a foot or a claw?
It might be a claw for all the flesh that is upon it. Look closer. Don't turn away. I command you to look.
On closer inspection, I see they are charming, fine young... No! That is a lie. They are not fine. Their eyes are empty of laughter or hope. They are poor, pale creatures. Stunned, starving. Spirit, are these children of yours?
They are mankind's. The boy is ignorance. The girl is want.
Have you no blessing for them?
Not enough. In this world, there's never enough. Once a year, they cling to me, seeking rescue from those who created them.
And the remainder of the year, whose responsibility are they?
I told you, they are man's.
Dear God, they're so wretched. Have they no refuge? No help at all?
You know the answer.
I do not.
You do. Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Of course there are. You support them. Take them. Minister to their needs. Just keep them out of sight, where the gentlefolk don't have to look at them.
Spirit, don't leave me here. I'm frightened. Spirit.
The phantom slowly, gravely, silently approached, and when it came near him, Scrooge bent down upon his knee, for its mysterious presence filled him with a solemn dread.
Spirit? Now in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come? What does that mean? Never mind, I know. You're about to show me the shadows of things that have not happened, but will happen in time to come. Is that not so? Say something! I beg you! I fear you more than either of the specters before you. No, I must not be frightened. I know your purpose is to do me good. I'm learning a great many things, and I know your purpose is to do me good. I'm prepared to bear your company. Yes, and do it with a thankful heart. Only speak to me. Lead on then. The night is waning fast, and it's precious short now. Lead on.
Which way?
Down there.
The passageway.
There ain't enough room for a rat to run that way.
Can't help it, that's the way the old chose. I'm sure you would get through it with your natural greed to crowd you. So, will we all.
Roll them bed curtains up better, Miss Tilber. The rings make too much noise. What if one of Bobby's peel coppers was to happen by?
And do what? Arrest us for pitching a little few items from the rooms of the porridge of the deceased?
Shh!
Shut your face and go home if you're scared. The previous owners of these goods is dead and gone, and there's already a dirty, miserable world who cares one jot.
Although Scrooge exhibited a certain curiosity about the remarks and destinations of these unsavory persons, the spirit insisted upon leading him to a better section, to the steps of the Commercial Exchange, in the very heart of the city.
How are you?
How are you?
Old Scratch has got his at last, eh?
So I hear.
Seasonable for Christmas time. Good morning.
No, I haven't heard it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did it happen?
Last night, I believe.
I'm astounded. I thought he would never die. What was the cause?
God knows.
What did he do with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his firm, perhaps? He certainly hasn't left it to me. It should be a cheap funeral, for upon my life, I didn't know of anybody who would go.
Shall we volunteer and make up a party?
I don't mind going as long as lunch is provided, but I must be fed.
Well, I'm the least bit interested, for I never wear black gloves and I never eat lunch. But I'll go if anyone else will.
But only if there's lunch.
Oh, absolutely. Why else would anyone go? Scrooge and the spirit left the busy scene and went to an obscure part of town. There the ways were foul and narrow, the shops and houses wretched, the people half-naked, drunken, ugly. Alleys and tenements, like so many cesspools, disgorged their offences of odor and dirt and life upon the straggling streets. Deep in the squalor of crime and filth and misery, there was a shop where old rags, iron, and bottles, and bones could be sold.
Well, well, 'tis my favorite laundress. Got something for old Joe, have you?
Plenty.
Ay, me. Look, the charwoman, too. And the Undertaker's man. The vultures gather. How they do gather, eh, Miss Dilber?
Don't be so high and mighty, Joe. Every person has a right to look after himself. He always did.
True. Very true.
You brung me stolen goods, then. I don't like stolen goods.
Come on, Joe. Who's the worse for loss of a few cheap things? Not a dead man, I suppose. And no one's the wiser. There wasn't a soul with him when he croaked, and we only came after them to tidy up the place, and me to tidy up himself.
If he wanted some things around after he died, why didn't he act like it while he was alive? If he'd been natural, somebody would have been there to look after him when he struck death, but he gasped out his last all alone.
By himself?
It's the truest word that was ever spoke.
It's just a judgment on him.
So let's do business.
Open me a bundle, Joe. Let me know the value of it.
No, the smallest first. Looks like you. What do you got?
I was busier than they were. All I got was a seal or two, that pencil case, pair of sleeve buttons, and that brooch.
Of no great value. That's your payment.
Be serious, Joe.
That, not another 6 pence, even if you boil me in oil. There's risk here. It's stolen goods. You next, missus.
Some of us did what we were supposed to and got taken advantage of. Here's a fine bed sheet, but here's the best. Teaspoons and a pair of sugar tongs, solid silver.
I always give too much to the ladies. It's a weakness of mine, and the way I ruin myself. That's your account.
But...
Ask me for another penny, and I'll repent of being so liberal. I'll knock off half a crown. All right, Miss Dilber. What do you call these? Bed curtains?
Bed curtains the finest.
You mean to say you took him down, rings and all, with him lying there?
I do. Why not?
You were born to make a fortune, Miss Dilber, and you certainly will.
Well, I surely won't hold my hand back when I get something I want. Something by reaching out for it. Especially around the likes of him. Don't get any dirt on them blankets.
His blankets?
Whom's else do you think? He ain't likely to take cold without them, I despair.
I sure hope he didn't die of anything catching.
You may look at the shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find no holes nor threads in place. It's the finest he had, pure silk. He'd had wasted it hadn't it been for me.
What do you call wasting it?
I took it off him and put on one made of silico. If silico ain't good enough for such a purpose, What is it good for? Actually, the deceased looked pretty quite handsome and calico, I mean. He couldn't look any uglier than he did while he was alive.
I see, Spirit. It's coming clear. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way. Those are greedy people. Greedy and wicked. Is there no real and honest emotion caused by this man's death?
Oh, husband, you were gone so long. What news? Is it good or bad?
My dear, it's both.
Are we ruined then?
Not quite, Caroline. But there is hope.
There is if he relents. But has the miracle happened?
No, and he's not relenting. He is dead. Day before yesterday, when I went to see him and obtain a week's delay for the payment we owe, his clerk said not only was he very ill, but he was dying at that very moment. I thought it a mere excuse to avoid me. It was true after all.
To whom will our debt be transferred then?
I don't know, but before it happens, we will be ready with the money we owe. Even if we weren't, no creditor could be half as merciless as he was. We will sleep with light hearts tonight, Caroline. We are lucky he's dead.
It's not the kind of emotion I mean, Spirit. Let me see some tenderness connected with the death.
The close work hurts my eyes. That's all. There. That's better. Are my eyes red?
No, Mother.
I wouldn't want them that way when your father comes home. Not for the world. It must be time now.
Past it, rather. He walks a little slower than he used to, Mother.
I've known him to walk with a tiny Tim upon his shoulders. And go very fast indeed.
So have we all, Mother.
But he was very light to carry, and his father loved him so much. So it was no trouble. No trouble. He's home. Welcome home, my dear. Your tea is ready, piping hot.
Good evening, sir.
Peter?
Father.
Papa!
This is very fine work.
It will be ready for the customer on Friday.
That means we can buy flowers for Sunday, sir.
Yes, good. We must take flowers by all means.
Did you go there today, Robert?
Yes, my dear, on the way home. I wish you could have gone with me. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is, even in winter. But you'll see it often. I promised him that I would walk there on a Sunday. My child. My little child. I'm sorry. I must not do that. I must remember the good things, the good times. Do you know who I met in the street when I left the office? Mr. Scrooge's nephew, Fred. It was extraordinary. I have only met him a few times, and all of those at the office, but he stopped me and greeted me cordially. He said I looked just a little down. I explained the reason, and he said, "I'm heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit, and heartily sorry for your good wife and family. Oh, he is a pleasant-spoken gentleman, young Fred. He asked about each of you children, your names, your situations. And then he gave me this, his card. If I can be of service to you, he said, that's where I live. Pray come to me, and don't hesitate, he said." It was quite delightful, not because of anything he might do for us, but because of his kind way. It really seemed as if he had known our Tiny Tim, and felt our loss.
He must be a good soul.
You would be sure of it if you met him and spoke to him. I do think I might call on him, to see if we can get Peter into a better work situation.
Do you hear that, Peter?
And if that happens, Peter soon will be keeping company with someone and setting up for himself.
Get along with you.
It's just as likely as not. But however and whenever we part from one another, I'm sure we shall none of us forget poor Tim, the first parting in our family.
Never, Papa.
And I know, my dears, that when we recollect how patient and how gentle he was, although he was a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves, and in doing so forget poor Tiny Tim. I am happy. Here with all of you, I'm very happy.
Something informs me that our moment of parting approaches. Therefore I must know, are the shadows we have seen the shadows of things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that only may be? Can I change them with a changed life? You must tell me. If I'm to correct my life, I must have the answer. And one more, though I fear I already know it. Who was the dead man? Those 3 vultures derided even as they stole from him. Spirit, I plead with you, the name. Ebenezer Scrooge. I am the man. The one they plundered because it made no difference? The one who was mocked on the steps of the exchange? No, Spirit, no! Hear me, hear me. I'm not the man I was. I will not be the man I would have been except for these visitations. There must be hope of it. Why else would you show me all this? I will change. I'll honor Christmas in my heart, and I'll try to keep it all year long. The spirits of Christmas past, present, and future will live and strive within me. I'll never shut out the lessons they teach. Just tell me that it's possible. Tell me so I can sponge the writing from that stone. Tell me. I will keep Christmas. The 3 spirits will live and strive within me. I will sponge out the writing on the stone. The stone? Where's the stone? This is my bedpost. My bed. My room. I'm alive. I'm alive. There are no chains. It's all right. It's all true. It all happened. The shadows of things that would have been can be dispelled. They will be. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time to be praised. I say it on my knees, old Jacob. On my knees. I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm as light as a feather. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. I feel like laughing loud.
Really, for a man who had been out of practice for so many years, it was a splendid laugh. A most illustrious laugh. The father of a long, long line of brilliant laughs.
But I don't know what day it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm like a baby. Never mind. I don't care. I'd rather be a baby. Whoa. Hello. Hello down there. No fog, no mist. Clear bracing air. golden sunlight, heavenly skies, merry bells, oh, glorious, glorious. You there, boy. What day is it today?
What's that, Governor?
What's today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why Christmas Day?
Christmas Day! I haven't missed it. The spirits did it all in one night. Of course. Why not? They can do anything. Just a moment, my lad.
Hello? Yes?
Do you know the poultry shop in the next street? The one around the corner?
I should hope I do, Governor. I live round here.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging on the shop? Not the little prize turkey, the big one.
What? The one as big as me?
What a delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk to him. Yes, that one.
It's hanging there this minute.
Is it? Go and buy it.
Come on, Gov. Don't pull my leg.
No, I'm earnest. Go and buy it, and tell them to bring it here, so that I may give them directions about where to take it. Come back with a man, and I'll give you a shilling. Come back in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you half a crown. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim, and they shan't know who sent it.
He prepared himself to go out into the streets. Shaving was not an easy task, for his hand continued to shake very much. And shaving requires attention, even if you don't dance while you're at it. But if he had cut the end of his nose off, he would have put a piece of sticking plaster over it and had been quite satisfied. He went downstairs to open the door for the poultryman, and as he did so, the door knocker caught his eye.
I scarcely ever looked at this door knocker before. What an honest expression it had on its face. It's a wonderful knocker. I shall love it as long as I live. What's this? Jacob, could this be yours? Are you free now? Oh, I pray so. Even where you are, perhaps deeds of kindness are rewarded. God bless you, Jacob Marley. Oh, is that a turkey? Never could have stood upon his legs, that bird. He'd have snapped him off short in a minute. This is the address for the delivery. Here, it's impossible to carry that to Camden Town. You must have a cab. Fetch one, my boy, fetch one. Morning, sir. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, ma'am. Now, my young friends, you must be kind. It's Christmas. Here, buy a sweet. Merry Christmas, madame. Young Buckworthy, see me tomorrow.
Sir, you know I can't.
Of course you can. See me tomorrow for an extension. As long as you need. We must not rob another penny from the new offspring. Scrooge and Marley's will survive a good long time without your money. Merry Christmas. Good day to you, my man. Just a moment, just a moment. And a Merry Christmas to you. A very Merry Christmas to you and yours, officer. My dear sir, how do you do? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, that's my name. I feel it may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to humbly ask your pardon. I hope you succeeded in your fundraising yesterday. It was very kind and generous of you. Now, if you will have the goodness to honor a request.
Lord bless me! My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
If you please. And not 1 farthing less. A great many back payments are included. I assure you, will you do me the favor of accepting?
Why, of course! I don't know what to say to such generosity.
Please don't say anything. Come and see me. You will come and see me.
I will, most assuredly. Here's my card.
Thank you. I am much obliged to you. I thank you 50 times. Bless you. Merry Christmas.
He went to church and walked about the streets. He watched people and patted children on the head. He questioned beggars and looked into the kitchens of houses and up to the windows. He found everything that could yield him pleasure. He had never dreamed that any walk, that anything, could give him so much happiness. In the afternoon, he turned his steps to a house he had not entered in many years.
Never mind, never mind. I'll find the way. Nephew!
Uncle?
My smelling salts.
Bless my soul, is that really you?
It's I, your Uncle Scrooge.
I am astonished to see you.
I don't doubt that. Merry Christmas, Fred. Merry Christmas, Sarah, my dear.
Did you say Merry
Christmas? Today is the blessed day, is it not?
Why, yes it is. What brings you here, Uncle?
Why, I was hoping that you did tender an invitation to dinner. Have you dined yet?
Not yet.
Then may I join you? Will you let me in?
Let you in? Why, of course we'll let you in. A Merry Christmas, Uncle. The merriest of Christmases. Here, let me take your hat. And your coat. Make yourself at home. Can you stay an hour or two?
I can stay all day. I have nothing to do but revel in the joy of Christmas and the companionship of family. I am completely at liberty until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
And what are you going to do then?
Catch Mr. Bob Cratchit coming in late. 1:15. 18.5 minutes late. What do you mean by coming in here at this time of day?
Sir, Mr. Scrooge, I'm very sorry. Yesterday was an extraordinary day. First, there was all the usual Christmas hubbub and excitement, but on top of that, there was this immense turkey. I know I'm late.
You are. Yes, I think you are. Step this way, sir. If you please.
Sir, it's only once a year. It shan't be repeated, I promise. I admit I was making rather merry yesterday, but out of nowhere, mysteriously, there was this turkey.
Mr. Cratchit, listen to me. I'm not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, I'm about to raise your salary.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. I understand that punishment is... Raise my salary?
A Merry Christmas, Bob. A Merry Christmas, Bob, my good fellow, that I have given you for many a year. I'll raise your salary and endeavor to assist your struggling family, and we'll discuss everything this afternoon over a Christmas toddy.
But what about the work?
Hang the work. I want you to make up the fires, but first, buy another bucket of coal for your office, and coal to fill it too, before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Scrooge did it all and infinitely more. He became as good a master and as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough in the good old world. And for Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was as a second father. Some people laughed to see the alteration in Ebenezer Scrooge, but he let them laugh, and didn't heed them, for his own heart laughed. He had no further dealings with spirits, and it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. May that be truly said of us, of all of us. And as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.